Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Rodney383, Anime Real Talk TV, and once again, I have my boy with me, B-Dub, the Anime Master.
What up, y'all? B Dub is back, nigga.
Now, let's get into episode 5 of The Walking Dead for season 3, and let's just go right into it. Now, let's get into the Governor's Underground Gladiator Extravaganza Extraordinaire. What do you think about that whole deal? That revelation that he's using zombies as playthings, essentially. What do you think about that?
I felt that scene was epic and entertaining in a sense, and I also think that it it kind of gives you this I don't know this extra layer of what the fuckery that we've been seeing of the governor's character. He got the jars and shit. He got captured walkers in cages, and now he's having them be like, I guess you can say, background playthings as like for a tournament style fight. So it's like with a Dead or Alive fighting game where you like have interactive environments and shit. And that's how that looked with the Merle and that other guy that was fighting around and shit. It looked funny, entertaining, and hilarious. But you also see that Andrew is not really feeling that shit. But everybody in the audience is like, cheering, like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, man, like,
Yeah.
and it's like there's two sides to it. It's like you can see where the governor's coming from a sense like it's giving them entertainment, teaching them not to be really afraid. But Andrew is like, you know, the walkers are dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like this, two-sided thing too. It's like you're making them feel too comfortable with them. You know what I'm saying? Seeing them in that light, but you also making it seem like hey, um, like we can basically still have some kind of fun with all the danger and whatnot happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. In terms of just the overall thing, I mean, it was very that's a big lid
Hmm.
to keep on, to keep on. And the fact that they were there for so long and nobody said anything about it, it was like everybody knew it was an underground thing. Everybody knew to hide. Where they were hiding the walkers and stuff like that. I'm not sure if if everybody knows that walkers are being held within
Hmm.
the town. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
know how everybody else thinks the walkers are coming in. Maybe they think, well, they just scooped them up off the outer side of the wall and bring them in, but they're actually like, being kept in there and being fed,
Hmm.
kept alive just for this purpose, and for research, I would guess.
Hmm.
So I could definitely see that, but it just it's interesting how humans will find anything to entertain themselves, even something like this. So I thought that was an interesting scene. Also, you got let's talk about Rick's mental state. I mean, he's pretty much cracked now. Uh, I mean, he's very unresponsive. He's just basically going ham. Just, I mean, maybe for him, and seeing as though as the stuff, all of the stuff that happened,
Hmm.
he needs that to go and get off some steam. But it's not just that, because he's not even like responding really. So you don't know where his head is at. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I do feel that Rick, he had pretty much exploded. He was chopping up, Walker after Walker, and the scene where he was with Glenn, he put him on a wall. He damn near choked him out just a little bit, and it's like, I feel like he does need that to blow off some steam or whatnot, but he was just going so maniac with it, and him being in that state, he could have fucked around and got bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. It's like it was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? After we just went through, and for him to be on that mode like for like the entire fucking day, he didn't even like come out and see if his daughter's all right and anything like that. So it's like Rick. I don't know if he's gonna be like this for the rest of the next two episodes or so. But yeah, he's fucked up. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that by next episode he'll calm down.
yeah.
And now that he got that, I don't know, closure, I guess, or maybe didn't get closure, but maybe he worked it out of
Yeah.
his system to a tolerable level. Cause
Hmm.
yeah, he's been dealing with a bunch of stuff. So also, to backtrack a little bit,
Uh,
you see the governor has his daughter is a walker,
right, right, right.
and he has her like locked up in the room. So not only does he have the heads, but he has a his daughter in there now. Everybody who's on his upper staff, Merle and all of them,
Hmm.
everybody else probably already knows that that's what's going on. But I thought that was interesting. Him being the type of person that he is, that just kills walkers on a dime without hesitating. He still holds his daughter up there. So
Hmm.
I'm wondering if his little scientist friend is like thinks he can come up with a way to like cure them or something.
Yeah.
Which I think is wishful thinking,
Hmm.
but they're obviously doing some type of experiments with some of the walkers. So I'm interested to see what's gonna come up with that or what exactly they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they just want to know how the walkers work. I don't know, but
I mean, don't. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Because I mean, I would assume that they pretty much know the basics, but they're probably trying to figure out a way to maybe I don't know, like you said, get them back to normal, or maybe control them, calm them down. I don't know, make them slaves. Who knows? I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
slaves. Yeah,
I mean, they already used them for like fighting fucking background, so sky's the
yeah, I
limit.
know, pretty much. Also, Michonne actually leaves the town, and she basically uncovers a lot of under the scenes bullshit. I mean, if your house dirty, they gonna clean it, and she found the dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were there for all that time once again, and this is something that was not told to them.
Mm.
So that's a hazard. You know what I'm saying? And for Michonne to be out there, when they were out there on their own and have to kill so many walkers to survive, to just have these motherfuckers behind the gate was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And when she got that sword back,
Oh
man,
snap.
she went, and I'm talking straight samurai. She's not just swinging it. She's like she actually got good form and everything.
I mean, I thought I was watching an episode of Rurouni Kenshin. I mean, she was.
I know, you already know. He 10 Mr. Rugi style. That's what's up. But so I thought that was interesting because Andrea. It seems soon as Michonne leaves, Andrea then realizes, yeah, something's up because not only are they doing this to these walkers, which I'm entitled. You entitled to feel whatever way you want to feel about it.
Hmm.
Most people see him as dead and
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that everybody else in the town was eating it up, that's kind of weird.
Hmm.
Little kids, adults, and all of this is coming to light, all at once to her. That boom, this was like a secret and shit. And also, if you notice, in all the episodes with the governor and Andrea, he always tries to get her drunk. I think he trying to hit,
Of
trying to hit
course.
that. He
Yeah.
trying to hit that, and he stayed trying to get her drunk. So
I mean,
we'll see where that goes.
like, what if that's the? I have like a theory in the back of my mind that maybe some of the townspeople is like under some kind of spell or something.
Mhm.
Cause you would think like for them to be enjoying that little fight tournament scene or whatever, it's like I know when they first got there, they had to have some kind of fear of the walkers. So for them to develop this I guess comfortability to like enjoy that scenery. I mean, I don't know, like going back to the episode with the scientists and they was drinking the tea and everything, and I
Mhm.
mean maybe that's his way of I don't know. I guess for him to control maybe some of the chicks he wants to bang, or I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it's something that they're putting in a water supply for this town that's making them, you know, uh, I don't know, more susceptible to his way of thinking, or, I mean, it may just be that once you get saved by somebody from a fucked up situation,
Yeah.
you're just gonna go along with whatever they say.
Yeah.
And they say in this episode they started out with 9 people.
Yeah.
and then they worked their way up to what they have now. So, is it an accomplishment? Yeah, it's an accomplishment,
Yeah.
but it seems like I, I can't really like I would say just like anything,
Hmm.
just like when we watch gory films or stuff like that, we eventually become desensitized
Hmm.
to it, and I think that's essentially what's going on there. But there may be a little more to it because his little scientist friend, he has these moments when he's like silent. The governor asks him something, he like
Yeah.
puts his head down, and so it makes me think that something else is going on under the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Now let's move on to Maggie and Daryl. They actually go out for like supplies and stuff for the baby because yeah, the babies do need to eat formula and nobody's there is breastfeeding. So there you go.
Yeah.
Um, you know, so they go out to like a little clinic. I find that Maggie, she's becoming uh, a really she's a good character. Now she is basically after chopping open, after having to cut open Lori, delivering the baby, all of that, she feels an obligation to Lori to go out and get this stuff. And she's a strong female character, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna overhype it like, she the best thing, but
Mm.
strong female characters in this show is you got a couple of them, so I don't think anybody can complain about that. And Daryl, he just that nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Man, that man got his little poncho, got his little his Mexican like scarf over his over his body and shit. You going out with the bow and arrow, man, with the it just be ridiculous. Killing possums. That he just cool as fuck, man.
do,
And he
do
was very at home taking care of that kid too, like feeding that baby the formula and stuff, So
about the scene when I mean, do you think that I mean, because I feel like that there was a slight foreshadowing, because when they was in the clinic, there was like these drawings and things on the wall, and one of them said Sophie. I mean, I was gonna say, do you think they're foreshadowing that something might have happened to Carol similar to Sophie? Sophia?
I mean that may be the case,
Mm.
or it may just be that they're trying to bring up the Sophie thing in his mind. Like, I had a conversation, in the comments with another commenter, and they said like they explained
Hmm.
in like a behind the scenes clip about Daryl and something happened when he was little and blah blah blah. But like for me personally, I still don't see the justification for why he's still holding on to that memory of Sophie and stuff like that
Hmm.
for this long. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, there was a period in time when it was heavy. It was, you was feeling something.
Hmm.
I mean, it should be dropped by now, but maybe and also another thing is like they made a grave marker for Carol because I would assume that the grave marker for Carol was the one that he put the flower on. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So he's already assuming that she's dead, which is kind of different because he was the only one, not the only one, but he was one of the strongest ones, advocating that, hey, I'm going to go out and look for Sophie no matter what. Y'all giving up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that he kind of gave up on Carol being alive.
Hmm.
From what I get from the episode, I may be wrong, but that's what I took from it.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Andrea. Like, with her being the only one in the town, outside of Michonne is gone and stuff like that. What do you think that the end game with her is? It seems that Michonne was also talking to the government about you like, yeah, you like all the girls or something like that, right?
Hmm.
So she peeped that game, and I'm wondering like, what exactly is he? Is he like? Fucking all of the women there? I mean, obviously not, cause you got families walking around with like husband and wife and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But maybe the single ones, he just going in all deep.
I don't know. I mean, Andrea, she's just, I mean, in my opinion, she's just a fucking idiot. I mean, I can see, with her, where she was coming from when she was explaining to Michonne about, she was tired of, being out and trying to figure out, what it's gonna be and jumping to place. But it's like it's like she can't pick up that vibe, that bullshit from the governor and from the people around this nigga. And it's like I don't know, man. It's like Angie, I don't know. She just question mark.
Yeah, she ain't got that bullshit detector that
Yeah,
most people have. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Every time you look around, she's smiling in the governor's face. You know, I don't know. So yeah, let's see what's going with that. Now, let's talk about a scene that I've been talking about with people at work today and on the comments, and like when. All right, so and at the end, Rick finds a zombie and he got a belly full of what everybody has said and told me that is Lori, right?
Mhm.
Now, a couple of things that that are inconsistent in this is the amount of time that went by
Mhm.
wasn't enough for a zombie to eat a whole human. I mean, and since when did they swallow bones?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So where are the bones? Where are the clothes? Lori's clothes.
Mhm.
uh where are the bones? I mean, it didn't. So when I first seen the scene, I did not put it together that that was like Lori in the stomach, because it's just, you know it was a little bit of hair on there, and I seen that, but then I was like, well, I'm still not really sure, because no way that that one zombie could strip a whole human in that amount of time. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And no bones. I mean, come on. You had two zombies on T Dog, and they couldn't even do that,
Exactly.
and like that fast. You know what I'm saying? So this was what, like, my theory was, after the fact, because
Mhm.
I didn't even put it together, and then somebody said something in the comments, and I was like, huh? I'm like, that's what you got from that? And I'm like, I may be wrong. I try not to watch The Talking Dead. I mean, I've seen it a couple times, and it's like entertaining and stuff,
Yeah.
but I find that it spoil the speculation part of what's gonna happen on the next episode. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or it can spoil it or whatever case. But in any case, so my theory was that the walker probably came up on Lori, right?
Yeah.
And the knife is still there, and she was able to somehow get away from the walker, and like the walker had like a fistful of hair or whatever the fuck, right?
Mhm.
Now, because Rick did find a bullet, and since it wasn't inside of a walker, I would think that Carl didn't shoot his mom. Because anything that happens off screen is fair game, pretty much.
Yeah.
He didn't say he did do it.
Mhm.
We assumed he did, and that's the show's job. That's the show's way of mixing things up, whatever the case.
Mhm.
Now, some people say, well, the bullet could have went straight through, and blah blah blah, and that's the thing. But I'm just rocking with this theory. I think that the zombie, like I said, got a fistful of hair, and Lori somehow managed to stagger away. She might be a zombie by now, but initially that's what I was thinking. And the zombie probably got like a belly full of afterbirth and fucking umbilical cord and stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. That's what I was thinking, but the belly was pretty poofed up. So I would have to see next. I was just looking at just some inconsistencies, like,
I mean, maybe the zombie probably ate some of Lori, maybe her arm or something, and maybe she got away, and maybe pulled on some of the hair.
yeah, I mean, cause,
Yeah.
'cause I don't know, cause you would have to like accept the logistics of a zombie being able to like swallow the skull and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think that don't sound right. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
To me, and I may be completely off base, because a lot of you comic book readers, you probably know exactly what's gonna happen, but in fact, Robert Kirkman, Robert Kirkman and like the staff and stuff, they have pretty much like turned some things on the head from the comics, just to give everybody a fresh thing and not just be the same thing. So it might be one of these situations where they're mixing it up, and it might be different from the comic books. But from what I understand, when people say in the comic books, yeah, she gets eaten or whatever, right?
uh,
But I thought that the evidence was lacking to lead to that conclusion fully. You know what I'm saying? No bones,
no bones, no skull, no torso. It's like, what the fuck?
you know, and that blood would have been there regardless
Yeah.
because she had the baby right there.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? All that umbilical cord stuff is still there. I mean, it wasn't there, you know. So I don't know. I question whether or not she was eaten or whatever the case. But you know, com- people seem to be certain that that's the case. But we'll see.
Yeah, and the final scene, after the whole, semi-revelation of the Lori's maybe inside the zombie's belly, which I don't think it is, but after that scene, we hear a phone ring, like Rick is hallucinating a little bit, and then you hear a phone ringing, and he picks up the phone, and then he says, hello. Now, I'm wondering like who would call the jail? Who would know the jail had, still had power and had people inside of it to, ring that phone? I mean, do you think it's another hallucination or do you think that it might be some governor related shit? I mean, what you think?
Well, whoever's calling, I would think that they would have to know that people are there. So they're either far away and can somehow see that the prison is active or whatever, or they're like it may be military or something like that. I mean, I'm really not sure. I mean, number one, it would have to be somebody that knew that prison phone line or whatever the case, because
Hmm.
you just call the prison, every phone ain't gonna ring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that they got active phone lines at all is pretty much a mind fuck right there.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not even understanding what's going on with that. It may be one of those like direct line phones
Mhm.
that's like I pick up one phone in one room and it's directly linked to like some Batman shit. Like that red phone only called Batman. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? I definitely have no idea who it is. I mean, I would think that comic book readers probably know, but I would also say not to spoil comic book stuff. Keep it to the show discussion only. But I have no idea. Did you think about it?
I would say it could be governor related or it could be Carol. I mean, who knows? I don't know. It's like stuff in the air. I don't know. I mean, maybe she's like in the jail. She's stuck. I mean, who knows if she even left the jail in the first place? The jail is pretty damn huge, and they haven't
Yeah,
checked everywhere, so she could still
that
be in there. So
that's true. I mean, it could also be other inmates in there.
yeah,
I mean, come on, you
yeah,
you telling me yeah, like you said, a jail is pretty damn huge.
mm,
I think they have a good advantage story wise because of that reason alone. Like they can just open up more and more spaces and more zombies and more people that's tucked in. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm not sure, but I can't wait for next week. I'll tell you that though.
yeah. I can't wait neither. It's gonna be epic.
All right, guys, this is Rodney 383. Holla at your boy.
B Dub, the anime master.
And you have just been watching a review of Walking Dead episode 5 for season 3. Give us your thoughts down there, your speculations, your non-spoiler, non-comic book spoiler, you know, thoughts and whatnot. So yeah, peace.
Peace.